Hey, Charlene. I believe I am. So when you're set. Well, hello, everyone, and good evening. And welcome to another broadcast of Los Alamos High School Hilltopper football. Tonight, on this Thursday night, beautiful Thursday night, we are here at Milne Stadium in Albuquerque. The Hilltoppers will be taking on the Valley Vikings in a District 2-5A contest. And this one could very well be for all the marbles here. These two teams are first and second in the district standings right now. The winner of this game will take over first place and should clinch the district if they can pull it off. The Hilltoppers are 7-1 coming into tonight's contest. They are 1-0 in district play. They have scored 251 points on the season and given up 76 points. Los Alamos opened a district season last week and they knocked off Monzano. Final score there 48-9. Actually, that game was pretty close through about a quarter and a half, and Monzano was knocking at the door early in the red zone, trying to get right back in the ball game, but that game swung on a 105-yard interception run back by Malachi Gutierrez. Ran it back, and that was kind of the beginning of the end for the Monzano Monarchs. The Toppers were cruised to that victory last week at Sullivan Field. But this is the second to last game for Los Alamos, taking on the Valley Vikings. Valley Vikings are 5-3 on the season, and they are 2-0 in district. The Valley has two very big wins in a district and knocking off Del Norte last week, shutting them out 53-0 here in Albuquerque. The week before, very interesting game between Monzano and the Vikings. Big offensive numbers for the Vikings. They put up 62 points, but Monzano was kind of hung around with them a little bit. They put up 42 points. So a little bit of an interesting finish in that contest. 62-42 victory by the Vikings over the Monarchs. Valley, should they win tonight, they will clinch the district title, and Los Alamos can put itself in very good position to do that as well if they win this evening. Beautiful night here in Albuquerque. Beautiful temperature. It's actually a little on the warm side for this time of year in Albuquerque, but beautiful, beautiful night. Not a whole lot of wind. Out come the Vikings with a couple of American flags, and we're just about to have the pregame coin toss, and we'll see what the Hilltoppers want to do. The current standings in District 2, as I said, Valley is 2-0, and followed by the Hilltoppers at 1-0. The Del Norte Knights are 0-1, and the Monzano Monarchs pulling up the rear at 0-2. Right now, the Toppers, interestingly, at 7-1, they are ranked number 5 according to MaxPreps.com in the state. The number 1 team in the state right now, the Roswell Coyotes. They are 8-0. They're the only undefeated team in 5A, by the way. They're followed by the Artesia Bulldogs. Goddard is at the number 3 spot, and then the 3 and 5 Piedra Vista Panthers are sitting in number 4. Valley, by the way, coming into this game is ranked 9th in Class 5A. So some folks to look out for tonight for the Vikings. Charles, sorry. Can't read my own writing here. Charles Lopez Burton, he is their main go-to running back. He is averaging 177 yards per game heading into this evening's contest. And their quarterback, Julian Butkovich, he is throwing for about 87 yards per contest. Los Alamos, of course, led in those categories by Nico Garcia, who's averaging almost 84 yards per game. And then Kyle Evanhus is throwing about 140 yards per game as well. So we could see a lot of offense. This will be interesting. The scouting report on Lopez Burton. He likes to run to the edges. As we've seen a couple of times this season, Los Alamos has had a little bit of trouble defending folks on the edge. And if that's where he's going to live, well, this could be a very interesting contest. We're ready to go. Los Alamos will kick things off tonight. And that will be Seth Cowan kicking, the left-footed kicker for the Hilltoppers. One Viking back deep here as we're getting underway. And of course, you are listening to the Los Alamos Daily Post YouTube channel, coverage of Hilltopper football. And we are all set to go. Cowan has everything teed up. Just waiting for the signal from the official and still waiting. All right. A little bit of a delay here to start, but here we go. And Cowan with the kick, and he's going to send that one near the goal line. That's going to be fielded in the end zone. That is an automatic touchback. The Vikings will take their first possession at the 20-yard line. So big night here at Milne Stadium. And a pretty good crowd here, a little bit sparse on the visitor side for the Hilltopper faithful. They're all kind of bunched up on in one section, however. And the Vikings break the huddle. They're going to come out with three receivers to the right. Single receiver on the left for Butkovich. He is in the shotgun. Quick motion, then a handoff up the middle. Not much there. Actually going to lose maybe a yard. And that was Tajay Wilson. And on the stop for the Toppers was Kyler Young in the middle. Toppers have looked very, very good in that middle part of the defense throughout this entire season, and that has been spearheaded by Young. Second down and 11, and a handoff to Lopez Burton, and he's going to go off tackle. He's going to break a tackle, and he's going to get close to the 30-yard line. And that's going to be good enough for a Valley first down. So going again, testing the edge on the left side, and he picks up about 11 for a first down. Just underway here in the first quarter in Milne Stadium. The Valley Vikings. Another handoff. That's going to go to Lopez Burton. He's going to break a tackle on the right side this time, still going past the 45. Near midfield before he's finally brought down. And he is brought down by Matthew Brousseau. And pace here for the Vikings. They're going to hand things off to Wilson. Wilson's going to break a tackle on the edge. He's going to get into Topper territory past the 35. So quick handoff. Again, on the edge to Tajay Wilson, and he's going to pick up another Viking first down. They're going to spot that. Looks like at the 33-yard line of Los Alamos. So the Vikings in business here early on the ground. Two receivers to the right. Going to hand it off to Wilson up the middle. Wilson's going to get stuffed by Brousseau. And might be a little bit of a loss on the play. Actually, the ball came loose, and the Toppers say they have it, and the officials agree. So late fumble here at the 10-18 mark. Wilson was caught right in the middle, lost control of the ball. The Toppers fall on it. So the Toppers with the first turnover of the ball game at the 10-18 mark of this first quarter, just underway, no score. Toppers, Kyle Evanhus got two receivers to the right, two to the left on the short side. He's going to keep it, actually going to pitch it out to Garcia on the option. Garcia got some room, finally going to be brought down and near the 40. And Lorenzo Cedillo on the stop there. He's going to pick up about 5, nearly 6 yards. We'll call it 6. 2nd and 4 coming up for Los Alamos as they send 3 receivers to the left. And Evan Huss getting some direction from the Topper bench. Both teams like to run no huddle. 3 receivers to the left. And a handoff up the middle. That's going to go to Garcia once again. Not much there. And he is going to be brought down by Christian Powell. A defensive tackle for the Vikings. It'll be third and still about 4. They're going to give him back to the original line of scrimmage. 9:06 remaining. So Evan Huss with 3 receivers out to the right. Ball in the middle of the field. Toppers moving from right to left for this first possession. And Evan Huss back in the gun. And looks like one of the Vikings may have stepped into the neutral zone. Well, no, they're going to call that on Los Alamos for some pre-snap motion. That's going to cost Toppers 5 yards. So they are now back inside the 35-yard line. So 3rd and nearly 10 here. First penalty of this ball game on Los Alamos. 8:40 remaining. No score in this first quarter. So a little stoppage of play here. Now here we go. They wind the clock. So 3rd and a long way to go here for Los Alamos. And so we're going to have another pre-snap penalty on Los Alamos. There's a lot of confusion over there. Dylan Baca going in motion, but there was some movement on the far side. So 3rd and about 14 for Los Alamos coming up here after 2 procedure penalties, and almost could have got called for another one. Evan Huss going to keep it. He's actually forced out of the pocket, and he is going to be dropped by big number 99 for Valley. That is Juan Vigil, and he had a huge game last week for the Vikings, and he is a big dude. Let's see. I do not have his weight, but he's going to be close to about the 275 mark. So Toppers will punt here at the 7.5-minute mark. Cowan with a good punt. That's going to bounce around the 32-yard line. The Vikings going to let it go, and it's going to roll out of bounds near the 20. See where they mark it. Right about the 22-yard line. So Toppers do get the early fumble. Unfortunately, can't do much with it, and they kick it away. The Vikings will take over their second possession of this contest at the 7:25 mark. Going to mark it at the 23-yard line. So the Vikings 2 receivers to the short side of the field. Going to hand it off to Wilson. Wilson, nice little bit of a delay there on the edge, and he's going to get it out Pickup of about 5. Going to mark it at the 30-yard line. So actually about a 6, almost 7-yard pickup there for Tajay Wilson. And another quick handoff inside, and that's to Wilson again. And Wilson's going to kind of do a little sidestep, and he's going to get out on the right side. He is near the 40-yard line. That is a Valley first down, 6:50 remaining in this first quarter. So Valley on the move, all on the ground so far. And another handoff. That one's going to go to Lopez Burton, and Burton still on his feet. Oh, well, no, he lost the ball again, and the Toppers are going to fall on it. Jackson Blair and Burton going up the middle, and then the ball came loose again. So second fumble on the second possession for the Vikings. Toppers will take over at their 39-yard line. So 6:23 left in this first quarter. So 2 fumbles early here by the Valley Vikings. Still no score. Toppers moving from right to left. And handoff to Garcia. Garcia is going to get a couple going off the right side. So 2nd and 8 coming up for Los Alamos. Toppers, like we said, have been in no huddle this entire season. I don't think they've used a huddle once, even when they maybe should have. And the option on the right side, going to pitch it over to Garcia. Garcia going to get a couple, but he is going to get met by one of the Vikings over on the right side. I believe that was Alec Hidon for the Vikings. 3rd down and about 7 coming up for Los Alamos. Hayden Jorgensen in motion going from left to right. And we're going to have another penalty marker thrown pre-snap. This one's going to go on the Vikings. So that'll help Los Alamos. So instead of 3rd and 8, it's going to be 3rd and about 3 here from the 47-yard line of the Toppers. 5:10 remaining. Still no score here. And high snap. Evan Huss has to knock it back to himself. He's going to roll out to the right. Nothing there. He's going to throw it into the Topper bench. And that'll bring up 4th down. High snap. And Evan Huss, a basketball player, he had to use a little bit of his vertical jump to get to that. Was able to tip it with his fingertips back to himself. Rolled out to the right, but just nothing doing. And he wisely throws it away. 4th down for the Hilltoppers. Cowan is back to punt. And good punt. The Viking deep back. That'll get down right at the 5-yard line. Great coverage there by Los Alamos. Jorgensen down there and Zach Stidham also down there. I think it was Stidham that actually downed the ball right at the 5-yard line. So good height on that punt by Seth Cowan, and Topper's able to cover it nicely and actually outkicked the deep man for the Vikings. He decided to let it go, and the Toppers are able to pin the Vikings back deep early. And handoff. That one's going to go to Wilson. Wilson's going to break a tackle on the edge. He's going to get out, give the Vikings some breathing room. He's out to about the 12-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards. Good play on a 1st down for the Vikings. The Vikings, like we said, coming into this ball game, we were thinking they might try to test the edges against Los Alamos, and that's exactly what they've done all game. Their problem so far has been keeping a hand on the ball. A nice stop there, going on the right side again. And that was Wilson, but right there, Kyler Young to bring him down right around the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Vikings. Under 4 minutes here left in this first quarter. And another handoff that is going, looks like Lopez Burton. And he's going to go straight up the middle. He's actually very close to the stick. They're going to give him the first down. So Lopez Burton going just off right guard, and he is able to pick up the first down. 3.5 minutes remaining. The Vikings at the Topper 16-yard line. And hand off to Wilson. And Wilson was waiting for something to develop on the right side. Nothing did, and the Toppers were able to bring him down. Right at about the line of scrimmage. I actually think they're going to give him about a yard pickup. Now they are with my mistake. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. And dropping back and now getting some pressure. And a screen pass that's going to go to Tajay Wilson. Toppers sniff it out pretty well. That's Young bringing him down. And that's going to be in the backfield. There was a flag on the play. But screen pass to Wilson, but Los Alamos not fooled at all. And a nice tackle by Kyler Young, who's been very, very busy early in this game. We'll check on the flag. And that appears to that will be going against the Vikings. That will be for a hold. Toppers will take that. So instead of 3rd and about 12, the Toppers elect to take the penalty and move the Vikings back to inside the 10-yard line, right around the 8. So 2nd and pretty close to 20 coming up here for the Vikings. And Bukas back. He's going to throw. He fires into the middle. That is broken up by Hayden Jorgensen. That pass intended for Ezekiel Ramos, the wide receiver, in the middle on a deep in route, but nice play there by Jorgensen to break it up. 2:39 remaining in this first quarter. Still no score. 3rd and long coming up for the Valley Vikings. Let's see if the Toppers are going to want to bring pressure here. And they do not. And from his end zone, Butkovich throwing out to the left side. Really not a whole lot there. And that will bring up 4th down. The Vikings will kick it away. So Los Alamos pins the Vikings deep and are able to hold them down there. They're going to kick from the 8-yard line. Punter actually standing inside his own end zone. And Toppers, well, they certainly look like they're planning to set up a return. Now we're going to have a timeout here by the Vikings. Interesting setup here by the Vikings. They actually have 3 receivers or gunners. I'm not sure which on the short side of the field on the right. And can't say I've seen that formation very often. So the Vikings are going to talk things over here. Vikings, by the way, are coached by Billy Kobos. And he wants to make sure everybody's on the right page, I guess. So that is the first timeout of this first half for the Valley Vikings. No score here, 2:31 remaining, as we have 4th and forever. So the Vikings still have either three receivers or three gunners out there on the right side, which is the short side of the field. And and what the heck was that? And that the Toppers are going to get a safety out of this. The punter looked like he was looking at, I think that was Tajay Wilson. He was looking for either somewhere to run or someplace to throw the ball. There was nothing, and he had very little blocking in front of him on the line of scrimmage, and he goes down inside his own end zone. So the Toppers will take a 2-0 lead here at the 2:25 mark. I'm a little perplexed as to what Valley was actually trying to do, but the Toppers on him immediately. So with a 2:25 left in the first quarter, the Toppers take a 2-0 lead on the safety. I am at a loss to try to figure out what exactly Valley was doing. Wilson was back there, and he kind of started running took a couple of steps to his left. I don't know what he was looking at. And then he kind of maybe took one step forward, but that was it. But there was only about 3 or 4 blockers on the line of scrimmage for Valley. And Los Alamos with 4 men on the line of scrimmage, and they all converged at Wilson 5 yards deep in the goal line in the end zone. So the Toppers up 2-0 now after the safety. So the Vikings will perform a free kick from their 20-yard line. And that kick is off. It's going to go to the short man right at the 45. He's going to get across midfield for Los Alamos. And that was fielded by Alex Pasulka, and he takes it into Viking territory at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. So the Toppers with excellent field position after the safety. Toppers up 2-0, 2:19 left in the first quarter. Evan Huss back in the shotgun. And he's going to hand the ball off up the middle to Garcia. Garcia is going to pick up right around 5 yards. So straight up the middle. So he will get 5, second down and 5 coming up for Los Alamos. Garcia been busy here in this first quarter. Evan Huss still in the gun. 2 receivers out to each side. Now the option to Garcia. Deep pitch to Garcia. Garcia is going to bounce it out to the right side. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. And third down and short coming up for Los Alamos inside the Valley 40-yard line. 1:30 remaining in this first quarter. Pretty fast-moving quarter. Both teams have mostly kept the ball on the ground. Third down, Jorgensen in motion. And now Toppers may be changing the play here at the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left on the wide side of the field. Hand off to Garcia, and Garcia's going to trying to find a crease. Not much there. I'm not sure he made the line to gain. Kind of a traffic jam right in the middle. Christian Powell for Valley making the stop, and he's going to be about a half a yard short. Toppers with the offense still out on 4th down, so it looks like they're going for it. Garrett Williams is rarely shy to go for it on 4th. Hand off to Garcia. Garcia is swallowed up in the backfield. 3 or 4 Vikings were on him immediately, got immediate penetration. He had nowhere to go. And that will be a turnover on downs. 21 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And a great penetration up front by the Vikings. And Garcia simply had nowhere to go. The ball will go back to Valley at their own 40-yard line with just a few seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Toppers up 2-0 after that bizarre punt, fake punt. I still am not quite sure what to call it. But they are up 2-0. The Vikings with the ball. And handoff, that is going to go to Lopez Burton. Burton runs over one of the toppers, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards, and that will be very likely the last play of the first quarter. So the toppers up 2-0 here at Milne Stadium. Well, the Vikings were trying to get a play off before the time expired in this first quarter, but we're not able to do so. So we will be back in 1 minute. The Toppers with a 2-0 lead after 1 quarter of play at Milne Stadium. District 2-5A title on the line tonight. We'll be right back. And we are back here live at Milne Stadium. You're listening to the Los Alamos Daily Post coverage of Hilltopper football. Toppers up 2-0 in this critical District 2 contest. Vikings with the ball and a little bit of jet sweep to number 8, and he's going straight down the middle of the field, and he is going to score. 60-yard run by Daniel Garcia on a jet sweep. However, he came in from the receiver spot, but actually turned straight up the middle of the field. Nothing there. He goes 60 yards untouched on the first play of the second quarter. So just like that, the Vikings on the board. Daniel Garcia, and he had nothing in front of him after he just turned straight into the A gap, the extra point, and that is going to be wide right, but the Vikings will take a 6-2 lead on the first play of the second quarter. So 60 yards on. Looked like they were trying to set up a jet sweep, but the middle just opened wide open for Garcia. He turned the corner, and there was nothing in front of him except green grass. A couple of toppers gave chase, but were unable to run him down. 6-2 in favor of the Vikings, just like that. So the toppers, as we've been saying throughout this entire season, their strength on defense is right up the middle, but there was just nothing there on that last play for Daniel Garcia. The Vikings will kick it away here back to the toppers. 2 players deep for the toppers. And back, and that looks like Leha going to get it around the 10-yard line. He's got some room. He's going to move it all the way up near the 30 to 35. Looked like he went down for a second, but then popped back up. But he is going to be brought down right around the 35. Let's see where they actually set the ball down. but a good return for Los Alamos off the kickoff. That was Akeem Leha. So Tauber's in business at the 35-yard line. Just underway in this second quarter, 6-2 ball game. Well, we have looks like a big penalty here against the Vikings. 15-yard variety. That's going to move the ball all the way up to midfield on the run back. So the Tauber's right at the midfield stripe. Two receivers to the right. Quick throw to the left to Seth Cowan. Cowan hit immediately, but is able to drag a couple of would-be tacklers for about a 5-yard pickup. Nice effort there by Cowan. He was hit pretty much right at the line of scrimmage. Just a quick hitter to the left side. So 2nd and 5 coming up for the Taubers. They're going to send 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. They're moving from left to right from where I'm sitting. And another option, a pitch to Garcia. Garcia with some room on the left edge. It's going to go down the sideline, and let's see where they mark him. They're going to mark him right near the sticks, it looks like. That should be enough for a first down. So the Taubers, appears to be right at the 40-yard line, which would be enough for a first down. And we might be having a little trouble on that side with the chains. Looks like one of the poles may have snapped on one of the chains. I think that's what happened. Yeah, it's sitting a little crooked right now. So I think that's what the delay is. In the event, Taubers did Garcia did pick up enough yardage for the first down, and we're going to have a short delay here. So Taubers down 6-2, but with excellent field position here early in this second quarter. Los Alamos, as I said, 7-1 coming into this ball game. Their one loss came actually on homecoming nights to the Albuquerque Academy Chargers. That was a game the Taubers just got absolutely nothing going on offense. And the Chargers were able to hold on, picked up a couple of late scores to earn the victory in that one. The 14-6 was the final score there. The only Tauber loss of the season so far. And after that, a nice win over the Bernalillo Spartans on the road, then just crushed the Manzano Monarchs last week in their district opener. For Valley, they are 2-0. They have 218 points on the season, and more than half of those actually have come in the last 2 weeks against Manzano. That was back on October the 7th. And then last week pitched a 53-0 shutout over the Del Norte Knights. The Knights, just not their year this year. But we have seen some pretty good teams out of Del Norte in the past. Just this is not one of them, unfortunately. And it looks like we are back to action. We've got a looks like a different set of markers on the far side of the field. So they got the pole figured out. Evan Huss in the shotgun. He's going to keep it on a delay, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards. So good pickup there for Evan Huss. Faked a pitch over to Nico Garcia and kept it. Went into the B gap on the left side, and he has a good pickup on first down. 2nd and 4 coming up for Los Alamos. still early here in this second quarter. So we've seen a couple of fumbles, a safety, and a broken yard marker early in this ball game. Evan Huss keeps it. He's going to slide down near the line to gain. I think he's going to be about a yard short. But Evan Huss wisely going to the ground. Actually, he's going to be, they're going to mark him about on nearly 2 yards short. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up for Los Alamos at the Valley 32-yard line. 9:30 remaining here in this opening half. Trips to the right. Evan Huss in the gun. He's going to hand it off to Garcia. And Garcia puts the ball on the ground, and it looks like Valley's on it. The Vikings recover a Nico Garcia fumble. Nico has been very sure-handed this entire season, but loses the handle there deep in Valley territory. The Vikings fall on it at their own 31-yard line. 9:24. 3 fumbles already in this ball game, 2 by the Vikings, and the Toppers give it back here in this second quarter. All 3 fumbles lost so far. So the Toppers with great field position. We're moving the ball, but give it up on the fumble. Hand off to Wilson. Tajay Wilson up the middle. He's going to pick up about 8. Thank you. Sorry, that was not Wilson. That was Charles Lopez Burton. A nice pickup on that first down run. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Vikings. 8:50 left in this second quarter. Low snap. That's going to hand off to Lopez Burton. He's going to get around the edge, but he is brought down. Actually just had one guy to get past. That was Nathaniel Larson. Larson was able to bring him down. Had Larson not been able to make that tackle, that could have been a huge, huge gain for the Vikings. In any event, Lopez Burton with enough for the first down. Ball at the Valley 43-yard line. Hand off to Wilson, and Wilson is met by a gaggle of Toppers testing the right side. Jackson Blair there, as was Young. So good stop there by Los Alamos. Also on that tackle was Diego Hinojosa. No gain on the play. Is 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings at their 43-yard line. Trips to the short side of the field. Topper's going to jump into the neutral zone. And they immediately retreat. So obviously we're not drawing offsides. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Six to 2 ball game in favor of the Vikings. Toppers getting on the board in the first quarter on a safety on a bizarre punt or fake punt. Handoff up the middle to Lopez Burton. It's going to pick up about 3. They'll bring up 3rd and short for Valley, just inside of Topper territory, right at the 49-yard line. So the Vikings getting the call in from their bench. Going to send 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. And handoff to Lopez Burton. He's got the edge, and he's going to big yardage. He's down to the 30. He's down to the 20. Still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Finally steps out of bounds Actually, they're going to mark him out of bounds close to the 15. But he got to the edge on the left side and had some room in front of him, ran into some topper defenders right around the 20, but bounced right off of them. However, they were just able to get him out of bounds at the 15-yard line, 6:50 remaining. And another handoff to Lopez Burton, one man to beat into the end zone, and he's going to bounce off him. Seth Cowan hit him at the 2-yard line, could not bring him down, and Lopez Burton is in for the touchdown, second touchdown of the game by the Valley Vikings, again going off of that left side. 6:43 remaining, and Lopez Burton from 15 yards out for the touchdown. It's going to put the Vikings up 12-2. And they will attempt another extra point. And that kick is up, and that kick is good. So the Vikings take a 13-2 lead here in this second quarter. So great run. Couple of really, really nice runs there by the Vikings' primary weapon, Charles Lopez Burton. Really working the edges as we suspected he would tonight. Big run to set the Vikings up at the 15. Then a very similar play going off the left side, and Burton able to score on that one from 15 yards out. That kick, by the way, was William Bradford, who converted that extra point. 13-2 in favor of the Vikings. We're just about halfway through this second quarter. And winner, if the Vikings win this game, they will clinch the district championship. And Toppers to do likewise. Cowan's going to take the ball around the 15-yard line. Good return for Cowan. He's going to get the ball out to the Topper 40-yard line. So short kick and a nice run back on the right side around the right hash mark. So Los Alamos hoping to answer a couple of quick touchdowns there by the Valley Vikings. No Toppers, two receivers to the right, to the left, drop back to Evan Huss. He's in trouble. He's scrambling, going to throw the ball out into the Valley bench. Got some pressure up the middle. And he had to scramble out to his right and throw it away. Christian Powell was providing the pressure for the Vikings. Powell having himself a nice game so far. 2nd and 10 coming up for Los Alamos, 6:25 remaining. And quick throw out, Evan Huss to Hayden Jorgensen. He's going to be brought down behind the sticks, it looks like. See where they actually mark him. They're going to mark him right around the 38. So loss of 2 on the play. So quick out to Hayden Jorgensen. But Valley right there to bring him down. 3rd and long coming up for the Toppers. Fake handoff, and Evan Huss fires, and he's going to fire just a little bit too high. Zach Stidham, the intended receiver, just could not elevate enough. Ball off of his fingertips near the 45-yard line. So 4th down coming up for Los Alamos, and they will punt it away. Seth Cowan back to punt for Los Alamos. So the Toppers have had pretty good field position in their last couple of possessions, but have not been able to do anything with it. Cowan with the left-footed boot, and that is going to get fielded right around the 25-yard line, still on his feet, and he's going to get out near the 40. The pile pushed a little bit all the way out to the 45. And that was Garcia on the return. He scored from 60 yards out early in this quarter to give the Vikings the lead. So they're going to mark the ball at the 44-yard line. 5:31 remaining, 13-2 in favor of the Valley Vikings. Vikings with possession once again, and they have really, really been working on the edges against Los Alamos. And that has paid dividends so far in this first half. Vikings with a pair of receivers out to the left side. And keeper by Julian Butkovich. He'll get minimal gain out to about the 45-yard line. Second down coming up. So 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. And Garcia going in motion. Handoff to Lopez Bird. He's going to break a tackle on the edge. Near the backfield, actually. He broke a tackle. He's going to fall forward for about a 3-yard pickup. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Vikings at the 48-yard line. Lopez Burton coming into this game, he's averaging nearly 180 yards on the ground per game. And Bukovic back to throw. Plenty of time, but just nobody to throw to, and he's going to throw it away. Had plenty of time back there, rolled out a little bit to his left, just nothing there, and he just throws it into the ground. And that will bring up 4th down. 4:15 remaining in this first half. And the Vikings are in this really strange punt formation. This is where the Toppers were able to pick up the safety. I don't understand this formation at all. So that was Wilson. Wilson going to kick, very short kick. And that is going to be down around the 32-yard line. So Wilson with a kind of a quick kick. And that is downed by the Vikings. 4:08 remaining. So Toppers would love to get something going here before halftime. Their last couple of drives just really didn't amount to a whole lot. But, Los Alamos just having trouble finding the groove here. And 3 receivers out to the right. Quick pass on the slant to Hayden Jorgensen. He's going to pick up close to 5 yards. So a nice throw there by Kyle Evenhuss. We'll give him about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Toppers. Clock running, 3:45 remaining in this first half. And another quick throw. This one out to Stidham on the right side. And Stidham is going to cut inside. Brought down by the Vikings on the edge. That was Alec Giron with the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and short for Los Alamos at the 41. They need to get to the 42. So short yardage situations have not been kind to Los Alamos so far. Quick pitch out to Garcia. Garcia is going to break through on the option. He's going to go down the left side. big pickup for Garcia on the left side. He's going to get well into Viking territory. Deep pitch by Kyle Evanhus. There was actually a Viking in the area, but could not get a hand on Nico Garcia, and he is going to get all the way down to the 35-yard line. Timeout on the field, and I believe that was called by Valley. That was their second timeout of the half. But Garcia on the option, like I said, he was really deep into the backfield when he got the pitch from Kyle Evanhus, and there was a Viking only a couple, 3 yards away from him. But Nico able to make him miss and goes down the left sideline. So Toppers in business. Now, they have been deep in Valley territory before, but not much to show for it. But would love to get something on the board here before this first half ends. By the way, we'll be taking a short break during halftime, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about Topper Sports. 3 receivers to the right for Kyle Evanhus. Evanhus going to keep it on the delay. Going up the middle, he's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4. They'll give him 3 yards, 3rd and 7 coming up, 2:45 remaining. Toppers down by 11. And Evanhus gets the call in from Garrett Williams on the sideline. Plenty of time here for the Toppers, and they still have all 3 of their timeouts. The Vikings down to 1 here in this first half. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left, and handoff to Garcia. And Garcia going to go off right guard. Nice pickup there for Garcia. He's going to get inside the Valley 20-yard line down to about the 17. So just straight up the middle. And nice pickup. 1st and 10 for the Toppers. They're going to mark the ball at the 18-yard line. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Again, trips to the right. And Evanhus going to pitch it out on the option, and Garcia's got some more room on the option. He's going to drag one of the Vikings near the 10-yard line. That was Hidon. Finally brought him down. They're going to mark it about the 11. So good pickup there for Garcia once again on the option. 2nd down, and we'll call it 4 here at... Well, we'll call it the 12-yard line. A handoff to Garcia straight up the A-gap. And he's going to fall forward close to the 10. So 3rd down, about 1.5 yards left for Los Alamos. Right at the 10-yard line. 45 seconds remaining, and the Toppers are going to call their first timeout. So the Toppers have 2 left in this first half, knocking on the door. Toppers down 13-2 to the Valley Vikings. This is a ginormous game for both of these teams. The Vikings can clinch the district with a win. The Toppers would effectively clinch the district with just 1 game remaining, that against the Del Norte Knights coming up next week. And as I said, the Knights have really struggled this season. So the Toppers should be in a good shape in that contest as well. Like I said, coming up at halftime, we'll take a little bit of a break. Then we will come back. We'll talk a little bit about some other Topper sports. And then we will talk about this first half here at Milne Stadium. 48 seconds left on the clock right before halftime. Toppers at the 10-yard line. Third and about 1.5 yards here for the Toppers. Evan Huss in the gun. He's going to drop back and a quick throw out to the flat. That is caught, and that looks like that will be enough for a first down. There is a flag on the play, however, and that's in the Topper backfield. And that looks like that's going to go against Los Alamos. So a chop block called on Los Alamos. And that was over right around the area where Evan Huss was throwing to. So a chop block, that is a huge, huge call. So that is going to move the Toppers all the way back to the 25-yard line. They have to get to the 9 for a first down. Evan Huss on the rollout, and he's going to throw. He's got a man open. He's got Cowan open at the goal line for a touchdown. Evan Huss rolling out to his left, and meanwhile a corner route there for Seth Cowan. He was open, had about 3 or 4 steps on his defender. He was open at the goal line. Evan Huss dropped it right in his hands. 29 seconds remaining. Topper's going to go for 2 here. Evan Huss on the rollout. We got a flag, and that the 2-point conversion is good to Hayden Jorgensen pending this flag. And another low block called by Los Alamos on the 2-point try. So Hayden Jorgensen caught the ball in the end zone, but that will be negated by the penalty. So let's see. So yeah, the ball going to go back to 17-yard line here. And this, see what the Toppers want to do here. Both Cowan and Hayden Jorgensen, very, very good kickers. If they just elect to go for the point after, this would be a long 2-point try if that's what the Toppers want to do. And it looks like they are, in fact, going to go for the conventional extra point. Seth Cowan is set up at his 25. Snap is good, and a good kick by Cowan, and that is good. So extra point is good. So with 29 seconds remaining, Toppers get in the end zone. Pass from Kyle Evanhuss to Seth Cowan for the touchdown from 18 yards out. And the extra point is good. 13-9 is the score. So the Toppers will kick off here late in this second quarter. So the Toppers did what they needed to do to keep pace with the Valley Vikings after what had so far been a pretty rough second quarter for them. But Los Alamos able to cap off that drive with the touchdown. Cowan will kick things away, and that ball is going to sail out of bounds around the 10-yard line. That is an illegal procedure penalty. And super announcer Gene Mortensen and I were talking not too long ago, and we were trying to remember the last time the Toppers went a full game without kicking a kickoff out of bounds, and neither one of us could do it. So that one sails well out of bounds. The Vikings have a couple of options here. Most teams will elect to take the ball at the 35-yard line, and that appears to be what the Vikings will do here with 29 seconds remaining in this first half. We'll see how adventurous the Vikings want to be here with this last few seconds. So coming out, looks like a pretty conventional offensive setup here. So the Vikings might want to press their luck. They do have one timeout remaining. And a deep rollout, and there's some room over here on the close side of the field. And Butkovich with the keeper. There was a flag way back in the backfield. And the Vikings are heading backwards. We'll see what the call is. And that was going to be a hold on the Vikings. So that will back them up. So 21 seconds remaining. This may affect what head coach Billy Kobos wants to do here with the Vikings now backed up and short time remaining. Well, the Vikings still going to come out, two receivers to the left, two to the right on the short side of the field. And Butkovich will take a knee. So the Toppers will let the clock run out. So that will do it. Teams will head into the field house. The Valley Vikings lead 13-9 over the Los Alamos High School Hilltoppers in this critical District 2 contest here at Milne Stadium in Albuquerque on this beautiful Thursday night. And this is just a really good high school venue here in Albuquerque. It's been a while since we've been here to Milne Stadium. Just a great field, great facility. Actually, the public school football fields here in Albuquerque, very nice. Wilson Stadium, of course, in the foothills of Albuquerque. And then the newest member of that trio, Community Stadium. And frankly, I kind of want to live there. It was a beautiful facility way out on the west side. Toppers have played there exactly once, and that was against St. Pius about 10 years ago. That game got a little bit out of hand, but just a beautiful stadium nonetheless. So Toppers will go in and down 13-9 in this critical contest. We're going to take a short break. We've actually got a little bit of an extended halftime, but we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll come back, talk a little bit about Topper Sports, and we'll talk a little bit about this first half. You're listening to the Los Alamos Daily Post and coverage of Hilltopper football. And what a fantastic season it has been for Los Alamos. Just want to quick shout out to our sponsors, the Los Alamos Police Department and Los Alamos Fire Department. Los Alamos County has some of the best first responders you're going to find anywhere. I want to thank those men and women for all they do up there. The University of New Mexico at Los Alamos, also a sponsor of Hilltopper Sports, as well as the Los Alamos Public Schools Credit Union. Thank you for your support of Hilltopper Sports here on the Los Alamos Daily Post. And we'll be back in a little bit. And so stick around and we will talk some more sports for you.
Hi, I'm Alan Quintana, training captain for the Los Alamos Fire Department. We are going to be giving you a brief glimpse today of what our academy entails. We are in week 7 of a 26-week academy. The following will be showing some of our training that we do here in the station to get to get these recruits ready to help serve our community. So first off, we'll be showing you our recruits. We're going to be doing some physical fitness. Be doing push-ups in the drill yard. So we'll be doing push-ups, a whole bunch of calisthenic workouts. Secondly, the recruits are running up the drill tower. So we're doing this to train them physically. This is a four-story training burn building that they use to help build muscle and improve their fitness, so we can serve the community better when it comes time to actually get onto shift. Lastly, we're doing some EMS training here. So we're practicing all our fire department, or at least minimum EMT basic, all the way up to paramedic, to run emergency medical calls. So here we're training on some of our medical techniques. We're currently in the trauma section in our academy. So the reason for all this training is to get somebody fresh off the street, which could be you, to teach them how to be a firefighter and an EMT and how to serve the community. This is in coordination with Los Alamos County and the Los Alamos National Lab, who also provides funding to allow us to do this. If you're interested in joining our team and being part of the Los Alamos County Fire Department, please look at the link below. We have links, QR codes, and it has more resources. Stay tuned for some more videos coming up in the coming weeks to keep you guys updated on how our academy is going. And go Toppers!
Hello and welcome back to Milne Stadium. You are listening to a Hilltopper football here. Huge game for the Toppers. In District 2-5A, the winner of their game tonight between the Hilltoppers and the Valley Vikings will essentially clinch the District 2-5A championship. The Toppers looking for back-to-back district championships if they can pull this off, but the Toppers will have to come back from behind. They're down 13-9. We got about 4 minutes remaining. It is actually senior night here at Milne Stadium for the Valley Vikings. So we had an extra length halftime, and the Vikings with quite a few seniors. They are still being introduced. So after the clock expires for halftime, we'll have a mandatory 3-minute warm-up period, and then we'll get back to football 13-9 in favor of Valley at the break. You are listening to Mike Mays and the Los Alamos Daily Post YouTube channel and our coverage of Hilltopper football. Thanks for joining us as always. We are thrilled to be here. A good game so far. A little bit of nerves as we've seen, and we'll talk about that in a minute. First, want to give another shout out to our great sponsors, the Los Alamos Police Department and the Los Alamos Fire Department. Thank you to our men and women, brave first responders, for all that you do for us, and thank you for being a sponsor of Hilltopper Sports. The University of New Mexico at Los Alamos. So get your education started or finished there at UNMLA. And that's a fine campus up there that we have in Los Alamos. And, of course, the Los Alamos Schools Credit Union. Thank you for your sponsorship of Hilltopper Sports. Want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a couple of our listeners. Gary Hofek listens every week to Hilltopper football. And Gary, quite the game here in Albuquerque. Thanks for joining us here to listen in and cheer on the Hilltoppers. And when I say nobody cheers louder than Gary Hofek, I promise you nobody cheers louder than Gary Hofek. I want to thank Gary for listening in. And, of course, we want to thank the announcer emeritus, Gene Morrison, a great announcer. And Gene listening in this evening. So thank you, Gene, for listening in. Also want to thank a good friend, Amy. She is listening in from Santa Fe this evening. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate your listening in to Hilltopper football. 13-9 the score. We're going to get back to the game in approximately 4.5 minutes or so. Quick check at some of the other things going on at Los Alamos High School. In boys soccer, the Toppers are 9-5-2 on the season. They are a perfect 3-0 in district. A couple days ago, the Toppers knocked off the Pewaukee Valley Elks. Final there, 7-1. Jackson Boone had 3 goals for Los Alamos. Mason Gill had a pair of goals as well, and the player of the game was Brandon Walker. He was named that by the Topper coaches. He had a goal and an assist. So Toppers had an 8-3 shot on goal advantage over the Pewaukee Valley Elks to move to 3-0. A couple of interesting games coming up for Topper boys soccer. They'll take on the Taos Tigers. That will be on October the 24th. A couple of days later, they have a non-district game against Piedra Vista. And then on the 28th, they will take on Sandia Prep in another non-district game. That is the Toppers season finale. The Topper girls soccer team is currently 6-2 on the season. They are also a perfect 3-0 in district. The Toppers also the other day knocked off Pewaukee Valley 6-0. And it's actually a pretty close game in the first half. Toppers only held a 1-goal advantage at the break, but scored 5 times in that second half. Tyron Sutherland had a goal and assist for the Toppers, and Margaret Steinkamp pulls off the hat trick for the Toppers. Today, the Toppers were scheduled to take on the Moriarty Pintos. We did not get a score from that contest. And then coming up in just a couple of days, the Toppers will take on Bosque School. And in volleyball, Toppers are currently 9-6 on the season. They are 2-0 in a district. They have already beaten the Espanola Valley Sun Devils, and then on Tuesday knocked off the Taos Tigers 25-12, 21-25, 25-18, and 25-20 to improve to 2-0. Hannah Bergerman had 20 spike kills for Los Alamos, and Daniela Treliu added 9 more. Angelina Pasalacqua had 34 assists, and Gianna Benelli had 6 aces, and more importantly, she had 17 digs on the defensive end. So Toppers were also scheduled to take on the Moriarty Pintos at home this evening. And coming up, the Toppers will take on the Hope Christian Huskies. So that is a look at Topper Sports. As for this first half of play here at Milne Stadium, the Toppers got on the board first late in the first quarter. They picked up 2 points on a safety. The Vikings have a very unusual formation when they're punting, and that did not pay off for them in that first half. They were backed up against their own end zone. And I don't know if they were trying to fake a punt or exactly what was going on, but the punt never got off. Swarm of Toppers fell on the punter in the end zone, and that gave the Toppers a 2-0 edge. That was at the 2:25 mark of the first quarter. In the second quarter, first play of the second quarter, as a matter of fact, the Vikings strike back. At the 11:48 mark, Daniel Garcia gets a handoff and goes 60 yards straight down the middle of the field. He goes untouched. The extra point attempt was no good. The Vikings, took a 6-2 lead at the time. Then at the 6:43 mark of the second quarter, another Viking touchdown. That was Charles Lopez Burton, their workhorse on offense. He went 15 yards on the left side, and he went in for the touchdown. The extra point was good. That gave the Vikings a 13-2 edge at the time. Then just before halftime, the Toppers finally get into the end zone. 18-yard pass from Kyle Evanhus to Seth Cowan. And the extra point was good on that. Cowan going to the left corner, and Evanhus dropped the ball right in the bucket for the touchdown. 13-9 is where we sit, and we are just about ready to go here in this second half. I believe the Toppers are getting the ball here first in the second half. So Toppers with a chance to potentially take the lead here with their first possession of this second half. The District 2 5A contest. The winner of this game will be the district champion. And Valley has been very, very impressive on the district season. Toppers are 1-0 in district, but just very thoroughly manhandled the Manzano Monarchs a week ago. So we are going to get a fake kick. I don't know if that's ever worked in the history of football, but fake kickoff and a short kick, and that is fielded at the 30-yard line by Jackson Blair. He's going to run it back to about the 37. So Blair actually going up top. He's one of the short men. He picked it up, or he grabbed it and ran it back for about 7 yards to the 37-yard line. That's where the Toppers will get going in this second half of play. Toppers will be moving from left to right from where I'm sitting in this third quarter. So as we get change of footballs here, and we are going to get underway here. Toppers' first possession of this third quarter. 3 receivers bunched up to the short side of the field, and then a pitch out. And there is Malachi Gutierrez on he gets the pitch and he goes untouched. Wow, 62 yards for a touchdown, 68 yards, 62 yards, excuse me, for the touchdown. So Gutierrez, who did not play in the first half, gets a pitch immediately on the option to the left side, and he goes 62 yards completely 100% untouched to the end zone on the first Topper play from scrimmage of the second half. The Toppers take the lead immediately. Seth Cowan's extra point is good. So the Toppers go up 16-13 immediately. So Malachi on the option to the left side. Malachi did not play in that first half. Not on offense, not on defense, but it makes his presence felt immediately. For 62 yards. So 16-13, Toppers immediately take the lead over the Valley Vikings. Toppers will kick things away at the 11:43 mark. Wow, Malachi Gutierrez, a very few athletes in this state faster than him, and he had turned on the Jets in the backfield to score the touchdown. Seth Cowan with the kick, that taken at the goal line. And a little bit of running room, actually a decent amount of running room. That's going to get back near the 30-yard line. I believe that was Daniel Garcia on the return for the Vikings. Garcia had a very impressive touchdown run in that first half on his own right. Going to mark the ball at about the 29-yard line. That's where the Vikings will get going. 11:34. So we're just underway in this third quarter. The Vikings will be going from right to left here in this third quarter. 2 receivers on the short side of the field. And handoff up the middle, not much there. Toppers all over Charles Lopez Burton. And Frank Shepard on the tackle for Los Alamos, as was Elijah Alvarez. So loss of about a yard on the play. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Vikings. Wow, the handoff to Tajay Wilson on the right side, and he's still going. He's going to get deep into Topper territory on a counter tray. Just that sound. Bukovic just did a full spin there and then finally handed off to Wilson on the right side. And Wilson has plenty of room in front of him. He's going to get inside the Topper 40 to about the 37-yard line. First down. Big pickup there by Wilson. Bukovic going to hold it, and he still got it. Testing that left side. Nice pickup there for Bukovic. Kind of did the same action he did on the handoff. Nobody in the backfield. It's going to be another first down for the Vikings at the 25-yard line of the Hilltoppers. And another handoff misdirection, and that's going to go to Wilson. Wilson is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be just about it. And some extracurriculars after the play. There's a flag tossed after the play, and Wilson is hot under the collar. Something happened on the field. Flag down, and Wilson's going to go to the bench. Boy, something roused his ire. Let's see how they're going to call this. They're going to call an unsportsmanlike penalty. It looks like on both teams. Those will offset. Second down coming up. A lot of pushing and shoving in the scrum there. And so we have offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. It'll be second down and 10 for the Vikings. This is a huge, huge game, and both of these teams know it. And so far, it's been a really clean game. Handoff to Lopez Burton, straight up the middle, big yardage for Lopez Burton. He's going to get near the top or 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down around the 11. So first down for the Vikings. 9:40 remaining in this third quarter. Lopez Burton has been a force to be reckoned with. He's going to get the ball again going up the middle. This time, minimal gain, a yard, maybe two. That will get the Vikings inside the 10-yard line. Second down, actually, they're going to give them about a 2-yard pickup. So second and 8 coming up for the Vikings. Vikings down 16-13 after a huge, huge play to open the second half for Los Alamos to Malachi Gutierrez. And handoff inside to Lopez Burton. He's going to bounce off a tackle. He's going to get inside the 5, close to the 3. The Vikings need to get to about the 2 for a first down. They're going to mark him right around the 4-yard line. I thought he got a little bit more than that, but Lopez Burton, very, very tough to bring down. And now he is working the middle of the topper defense and having a little bit of success there. The Vikings didn't have a whole lot of success up the middle in that first half. And off to Wilson, who's back in the game. Wilson going to elevate, and he is going to come down near the stick. Let's see where they mark this. It's going to be an interesting spot here. They're going to mark him about a yard short. So I don't think Wilson got the world's greatest spot there. He's about a yard short. 4th and 1 coming up for the Vikings. 7:50. And snap handoff to Lopez Burton. And he is right at the goal line. He's going to get in for a touchdown. Going off of a left guard. And he is able to muscle his way in for the touchdown. 7:40 left in this third quarter. So going off left guard and in is Lopez Burton, his second touchdown of this ball game. That one from about 2 yards out. That will give the Vikings the lead back, and the extra point was blocked. It was either blocked or shanked. In either case, it is no good. So the extra point, no good, but the Vikings reclaim the lead 19-16 here at the 7:40 mark of the third quarter. So we have ourselves a ball game. Toppers score on their first offensive play of the third quarter. The Vikings put together a very, very impressive drive on the ground to answer, and they go up by 3 points. The Vikings 2-0 in District 2 and can clinch a district with a win, 2 very impressive wins. for the Vikings heading into this contest. Los Alamos 7-1 on the season, actually ranked number 5 right now in Class 5A, that according to MaxPreps.com. As we have the other fake kickoff once again. And another short kick that's going to come back down to Blair about the 28-yard line. And Blair's going to go east and west, and he's going to be brought down near the 25. So he's actually going to lose a couple of yards on the return. So, yeah, they're going to spot that at the 25-yard line. Blair looked like he had a little bit of daylight in front of him had he just turned upfield, but started running east-west, and the Vikings were able to catch up with him and bring him down after about a 3-yard loss on the kick return. So the Topper's back in business, trips to the right. So Gutierrez is back there in the backfield. He's going to go out on a circle route. Evan Huss getting chased out of the pocket, trying to direct traffic, and he's going to throw it out of bounds, looking for Gutierrez on the left side. So that is incomplete. Gutierrez got himself a little bit of a head of steam over there on the left side, but the pass is off target and out of bounds. 7:20 remaining. The Vikings up 19-16 in this critical District 2 contest. Topper's getting the play from Garrett Williams on the sideline. Garcia back in as the lone setback. Quick throw out to Stidham. That one a little high. That's one Stidham usually brings in, but cannot haul it in. On the slant route. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Los Alamos. Not a terrible throw from Evan Huss, just a hair high, but one definitely in Stidham's catch radius. 7:15 remaining. 3 receivers out to the right, or Evan is going to throw it back to the left to Garcia. Garcia's going to turn the corner, finally knocked out of bounds, but he's going to pick up a 1st down. So Garcia just going out into the flat on the left side. Catches the ball near the line of scrimmage, and he is able to sprint for the 1st down. They're going to knock him out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, 7 minutes remaining. Quick throw out to Seth Cowan. Cowan's going to pick up 5. Ball on the ground, but they're going to say that was after Cowan was stopped. He's going to pick up looks like about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up for Los Alamos. Clock running, 6:30 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Evan Huss back in the gun, going to hand the ball off to Garcia. Garcia going to bounce it toward the left side, or right side rather, and he's going to pick up a couple. 3rd and about 3 coming up for Los Alamos at the 44-yard line. Topper's down by 3 in this critical contest. And Evan Huss fakes a handoff up the middle to Nico Garcia, and he's going to take the ball himself on the left side. He's going to get into Valley territory down to the 46-yard line. And actually, I think Evan Huss had a couple of steps of a running start there before the snap, but he's going to get away with it. And that's going to get a 1st down, a 1st down for Los Alamos, just inside Valley territory. And hand off to Garcia inside. He's going to bounce it out to the left. He's going to pick up 3, maybe 4. So So down to the 43-yard line. So about a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7 coming up for Los Alamos. Trips to the right. Evan Huss looks right and now throws across, and he's going to get Gutierrez sitting down in between defenders, and he's going to get a nice pickup that'll net the Toppers a first down at the 31-yard line. Good job there by Gutierrez just to sit down there, zone coverage by the Vikings. 4:45 remaining in this third quarter. Trips to the short side of the field. Flip out to Garcia. Garcia's in trouble, but he's going to try to turn the corner. Actually made something out of nothing there. Had a Viking right there with him in the backfield on the pitch to the left side. He's going to actually get a pretty nice gain out of this, close to 4 yards. Inside the 30-yard line are the Toppers on the move. Toppers down by 3 here. And Evan Huss, fake. He's going to go for Jorgensen in the end zone. Jorgensen pulls it in for the touchdown. Jorgensen deep in the end zone, one-on-one coverage. Pump fake by Evan Huss, and he puts it out right there to Hayden Jorgensen for the touchdown at the 4:14 mark. So Toppers strike again. So Jorgensen locked up 1-1 on the right side, and he pulls it in for a touchdown. The kick by Seth Cowan is good. So the Toppers reclaim the lead here with 4:14 remaining in the third quarter, 23-19. So 2 touchdowns here for the Toppers in this third quarter. And back and forth contest. Kyle Evan Huss to Hayden Jorgensen for the touchdown. So, wow. Good third quarter here for both teams. And for Kyle Evanhus, that is his second touchdown pass of this contest. So Jorgensen with the touchdown, and then Seth Cowan on the kickoff. That is going to go into the end zone for a Viking touchback. (23-19) the score. Los Alamos coming in to this contest. As you heard last week at Sullivan Field, just blew out the Manzano Monarchs 48-9. And Manzano actually only got on in the end zone in the late stages of that contest. So if the Toppers can pull this one out, they will be the district champ. Tajay Wilson bouncing out on the right side. Toppers able to string him out this time. Minimal gain there for Wilson, maybe a yard. So 2nd and 9 coming up for the Vikings from their own 21-yard line. On the far side of the field, going from right to left. And a misdirection, handoff up the middle. Vikings have stayed almost exclusively on the ground in this game. So nice pickup there up the middle. So 3rd and about 4 coming up for the Vikings. And some movement up front. It looks like one of the linemen started rocking back in his stance. That's going to cost, I believe, the Vikings 5 yards. And that's exactly what happened after some discussion. So goes from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9 here for the Vikings. Back at the 21-yard line. Big defensive play here for Los Alamos. If they get a stop, they should be able to get the ball back with a decent field position. Rudicus throws, looking for a receiver on the right side, but that throw actually sails out of bounds. Luis Gomez was the intended target for Butkovich. So that'll bring up 4th and down at the 21, and Toppers a hold. So they should get the ball back, like I said, in a decent field position here. Seth Cowan back at midfield. And this crazy punt formation, Tajay Wilson is back, and he's going to kick it. Actually, pretty good kick by Wilson. That's going to take a pretty good Viking roll, and that's going to get finally go roll out of bounds around the 37-yard line. Pretty good kick there by Wilson. So Cowan, the returner, was set up right around midfield. And Wilson's first punt wasn't all that hot. So Cowan, I'm sure, was thinking he might be able to scoop that up around there. But a nice punt by Wilson. He got a good roll. Toppers 1st and 10 at their own 37. Evan Huss on the keeper. This is a delay and a good pickup there. It's going to be out near the 45-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 8 yards. So Evan Huss with the delayed quarterback keeper started out in the middle, kind of bounced out to the left side. 2:35 remaining. And Evan Huss back to pass. He's going to throw, looking for Stidham, and Stidham had a step, but Evan Huss just overshot him. Stidham rather got behind the Valley secondary, and that was all set up for a big play. Evan Huss just a hair off target. 3rd down and 2 coming up for Los Alamos. At their own 45-yard line, trips to the right. Evan Huss hands the ball off to Garcia, and he is met instantly in the backfield. A big hit there by Christian Powell. What a game he's having defensively for the Valley Vikings, and that is a significant loss, but he got Garcia another step. I think Powell might have been able to get the handoff himself, but a big hit there in the backfield. Big loss for Los Alamos. Los Alamos now in punt formation. See if they actually do in fact kick it, and they will. Cowan with the kick, and that is going to roll. Oh my goodness, it is going to roll dead at the 5-yard line. What a punt by Seth Cowan. And down there is Stidham to down it at the 5-yard line. That actually looked like it was going to have enough momentum to go into the end zone, and then got to at the 5, and the ball just completely 100% lost its air. So the Vikings backed up. Great punt there by Seth Cowan. So the Vikings, again, deep in their own territory. We saw this in the first half right before they gave up the initial safety to start this ball game. Butkovich hands the ball off. And that is Lopez Burton again up the middle. We saw Burton working the edges almost exclusively in that first half, now going almost exclusively up the middle here in this third quarter, and that is paying off for him. So 7-yard pickup for Lopez Burton. Handoff once again. That's going to be out to about the 11-yard line. Short gain for Lopez Burton once again. So 3rd down coming up. The good news for the Vikings, they were able to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. 3rd down and 3. Handoff to Lopez Burton again. This time he's going to go down the right side. He's going to break a tackle on the right side. He's going to get a ball all the way out to the 30-yard line. Lopez Burton, very, very tough to bring down. He is a solid kid. And bounce it out to the right edge and able to get the ball all the way out to the 30. Handoff once again to Lopez Burton. A bit of a delayed step there in the backfield by Burton. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up. So that was his 3rd or 4th straight carry. And fake to Burton. They're going to give it to Wilson. Wilson's going to test the right side. And he's going to get close to the 40-yard line. See where they mark it. It looks like they have a timeout on the field here. So they have... Oh, so I'm sorry. That was the end of the quarter. So that'll do it for this 3rd quarter. 23-19 in favor of Los Alamos. Toppers with a couple of touchdowns in that 3rd quarter. And a 62-yard untouched run on an option by Malachi Gutierrez to start things off here in the 3rd quarter. And then at the 4:14 mark, a pass from Kyle Evanhus to Hayden Jorgensen deep in the end zone. Jorgensen able to pull it in for a touchdown. So a couple of scores here for Los Alamos. Valley actually did score as well. That was Lopez Burton going in from 2 yards off the left side. But the Vikings on the move here as we head into the 4th quarter, 23-19. District 2 title on the line. Jet sweep to Garcia on the left side. And Garcia still on his feet. He got hit right there and near the sideline. And he was able to keep his feet. Not a big pickup. Actually, it looks like they're going to mark him pretty close to the original line of scrimmage. So no gain for Garcia, who has a touchdown in this contest on a play he actually brought back into the middle. 2nd down for the Vikings. And handoff to Wilson. Wilson going to go around the right side looking for the corner. It's going to get out near midfield. It's going to pick him about 8 before he is knocked out of bounds. And for the Toppers, that hit made by Jesus Diaz on the near the sideline. So 3rd and about 2 here for the Vikings, just underway in this 4th quarter. And Toppers jumped, but looks like it was not called. Yeah,
Valley's right tackle is lined up.
Wow, there some interesting stuff going on there at the line of scrimmage. We'll see flag finally thrown, and that's going to be so an offside on Valley. That's going to cost them 5 yards. They did have. Look like their right tackle was actually lined up in the neutral zone, but Los Alamos jumped and looked like one of the Los Alamos defensive tackles was also lined up in the neutral zone. So I don't know if there's some confusion about exactly where the ball was sitting. Anyway, it's going to be 3rd and long here after a 5-yard penalty on the Vikings. And we hand off to Wilson. Wilson going to bounce off of an initial tackle near the line of scrimmage. It's going to get it out to the edge, but he's going to be short of the line to gain. It looks like 4th and 3 coming up. Interesting decision here for Billy Kobos and the Vikings. See what they want to do. 9:45 remaining. And I think they're a little unsure what they want to do here. So the offense still out on the field. And Butkovich going over his wrist play sheet. And then Wilson up the middle, and he's going to break a tackle, and he's going to get into Topper territory for the first down. So Tajay Wilson. And nice pickup for Wilson, about 7 yards and a first down into Topper territory. 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. And a pitch outside for the Vikings. That's look like number 22. I don't have a 22. Number 22 on the pitch out. He's going to lose about half a yard. So 2nd and 10 plus here coming up for the Vikings inside Topper territory. We're at the 8:33 mark, and the Topper's up by 4. And so ball's on the ground. And maybe been some miscommunication. That's fallen on by Lopez Burton in the backfield, but big loss for the Vikings. 3rd and about 15 coming up. And now they are back on their own side of the field at the 49-yard line. Huge play. Under 8 minutes remaining. Vukovic back to throw, and he throws. Wow, he hit a couple of toppers. He had a crosser behind them, but hit 2 toppers. I don't think either one of them was looking for the ball. In any event, that pass incomplete. So the Vikings will kick it away on a 4th and long. So initially a good-looking drive by the Vikings, and then series of funny breaks there for the Vikings. Kicked by Wilson is going to be down at the 19-yard line. So 7:38 remaining. The Toppers lead 23-19. So Toppers, if they can put a drive together, have a golden opportunity to really wind this clock and make things very, very difficult for the Vikings. Of course, the Toppers would love to get some points out of this as well. Still plenty of time, but let's see if the Toppers want to do shovel pass to Malachi Gutierrez. He's going to go all the way around from the left side to the right side to the left side. Finally knocked out of bounds near the 35-yard line. So nice pickup there by Gutierrez on the shovel pass. Went in motion across a formation and then got the shovel pass from Kyle Evenhuss. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Los Alamos. And Evenhuss back to throw once again. And that pass nearly picked off. Intended for Stidham. Hidon right there had got his mitts on it, just could not pull it in. And Interesting, the Toppers have decided to go through the air right now. Well, that's going to stop the clock, and that was very, very close to a pick for Giron for the Vikings. Second down coming up for the Hilltoppers. Stidham in motion. And when Huss looks like he might be changing the play here. Garcia, the lone setback. And a keeper by Evan Huss on the delay. He is going to be brought down after a short gain. A tackle made by Joel Lucero, defensive lineman for the Vikings. 3rd and about 7 coming up for Los Alamos. At the 37-yard line. Twins to the short side of the field. Vikings bring pressure, and that one's going to be lofted up, and that's going to be broken up. Nice play by the cornerback, Josiah Garcia. And just going down the sideline, that pass intended for Alex Pasolka. But nice break up there, and that's going to bring 4th down. So the Toppers do not run a whole lot of clock on that possession and will now have to kick it away. So the Vikings will get another shot here. Plenty of time remaining. 6:42 left on the clock. And Cowan with a kick. Jones had a couple of nice punts. That punt hits Garcia. He drops it, but he picks it back up, runs it back. Penalty flag on the return. I think that's going to go against Valley, quite possibly a block in the back. And Pasulka, he's going to limp off. Let's see what the officials determine here. .6:29 remaining. The Vikings with the ball back down by 4 against the Hilltoppers. Winner of this ball game will be the district champion in District 2. Toppers, and we got a personal foul. Ooh, a hit to the head on the Vikings. That is a 15-yard penalty. So Valley called for the personal foul, a hit to the head. So that is going to back them up deep in their own territory. Ball gets dropped down right at the 11-yard line. Handoff to Lopez Burton. Lopez Burton cuts the ball back inside. Nice pickup. He's out to the 20-yard line. Yeah, another flag, however, behind where Burton was brought down. And a personal foul on Los Alamos. So that is going to tack on 15 yards. So that'll move the ball all the way down to the, we'll drop it at the 36-yard line, 37-yard line. Huge, huge call. Personal foul on Los Alamos. .6:14 remaining. Vikings with the first down. Handoff to Wilson. Wilson's going to go on the right side. Blair, the defensive end on that side, does a good job of standing Wilson up. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. But good tackle there by Jackson Blair. So Wilson looked like had he gotten past Blair, he could have had a substantial pickup. But as it stands, 2nd and 7 coming up for the Vikings. 5:30 remaining. Handoff to Lopez Burton on the left side. Lopez Burton breaks a tackle. He's got the first down, and he's into Topper territory. down near the 45-yard line. Toppers had him for about a 3-4 yard pickup, but Burton just bounces off the would-be tackler, and he goes down to the 45 in Topper territory. Clock still running, just a little over 5 minutes remaining. Vikings down by 4. Toppers hoping to get a stop here, but it has been tough to stop Lopez Burton, but they finally do. They get him in the backfield. That looked like Kyler Young. Kyler Young had a whale of a first half, and he comes back for a huge tackle of Lopez Burton in the backfield. He's going to lose about a yard. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Vikings. Great tackle there by Kyler Young, linebacker for Los Alamos. Handoff to Wilson, and a good penetration again, and that is Kyler Young again with the stop of Wilson. So Wilson is dropped in the backfield for another loss of about a yard. 3rd and 12 coming up for the Vikings. And the Vikings have not shown a whole lot of quick strike capability, and they're down under 4 minutes. Big play for both of these teams. District title on the line. Handoff to Lopez Burton. He's going to bounce out on the left side, and he's going to get close to the stick. Let's see where they mark him. He knocked out of bounds near the 35-yard line. They're going to mark him about a yard and a half short. They'll call it 2 yards. So 4th and 2. Big run there by Lopez Burton. And this could very well be the ball game. The Vikings going to go for it. Wilson and Lopez Burton in the backfield. And looks like we got a timeout. The Vikings want to talk this over. Huge play for both teams. This could be the play that decides the Vikings' fate. Vikings, as I said, are 5-3 on the season. They have gone on a little bit of a run after a slow start. But when you start looking potential at-large bids into the playoffs, Vikings are going to be right on the edge. So they could very possibly need this district title to get the automatic bid in. Los Alamos would, of course, love to win this district title, their 2nd in a row. However, if the Vikings are able to come back, the Toppers will still likely get into the playoffs, even with a 2nd place finish. The Vikings, it's a little touch and go in their particular situation. 4th and 2 coming up for the Vikings. 3:10 remaining. Handoff to Lopez Burton. He's got he spins across the 35 down to the 33. No problem there for Lopez Burton. What a runner. There was very little doubt who was going to get the ball. And Charles Lopez Burton nets the first down. Not a ton of time remaining for the Vikings, however. Under 3 minutes. They are at the 33-yard line of the Toppers. Hand off to Wilson. Wilson going on the right side. Nice play by Malachi Gutierrez. Gutierrez was actually blocked pretty well at the line of scrimmage, slid off, and is able to bring down Wilson right at the line of scrimmage. So Malachi Gutierrez with the tackle. So no gain on the play. 2nd down, under 2:20 remaining on the clock. The Vikings have 2 timeouts remaining. They are to say the sense of urgency for the Vikings right now is not there. They've taken almost 20 seconds getting up to the line of scrimmage. Finally, the handoff to Lopez Barton. He's going up the middle. He's got one man to beat. He's down to the 5, inside the 5, down to the 3. Oh, my goodness. They give it to the wrecking ball, and he has the Vikings knocking on the door, showing an extra burst of speed. Charles Lopez Burton, one of the top rushers in the state. First and goal at the 2, 1:45 remaining. Oh my goodness, what a run by Charles Lopez Burton. Through traffic, and we got a timeout. The Toppers are going to call a timeout here on defense. 1:33 left. What a individual effort by Charles Lopez Burton on this drive. Like I said, one of the top rushers in the state, and he's showing us why this evening. Huge play, has the Vikings first and goal at the 2. And for a long-time Topper football fans, they may remember a few years ago the Del Norte wrecking ball, Avery C. We're seeing shades of that here with Charles Lopez Burton. He is just running over people. He had an extra burst of speed. I thought he might actually get in for the touchdown with 1:33. Interestingly, that might have been the best thing that happened, that he's fallen short for the Vikings. Meanwhile, the Toppers have got to keep the Vikings out of the end zone. Handoff to guess who? Charles Burton Lopez on the right side, untouched for the touchdown. 1:30 remaining. Charles Burton Lopez 2 yards out. And that gives the Vikings a 25-23 lead. They're going to go for an extra point here. Wow, what a display there by Charles Lopez Burton. William Bradford, the kick, and that is down. Kick is good, but we have a penalty flag thrown by the referee from a long ways away. We'll see. Nobody. Well, let's see what. Well, they're going to call a procedure penalty on the Vikings. So that's going to back them up 5 yards. So not an inconsequential kick here with the Vikings up by 2. Toppers do have a couple of good place kickers, and they're probably good for about a 40-yard field goal if that situation arises. So Bradford again lining up, this time from about 25 yards out. That nice kick there by Bradford, and that is good. So the extra distance is no problem. So William Bradford is good. So that makes it 26-23, 3-point advantage here for the Vikings. Actually, I'm a little surprised they don't have Bradford kicking off, because that was an impressive extra point. 1:30 remaining. We'll see what the Vikings want to do here on the kickoff. Conventional wisdom would say not to give the Toppers any serious type of return chance, but the kicking game of the Vikings has been a little shaky this evening. We'll see what they actually want to do. 1:30 remaining. So Toppers will get the ball back. They do have all 3 timeouts. No, I'm sorry. They're down 2 timeouts. They use a timeout on defense right before Lopez Burton's 2-yard jaunt into the end zone. So fake kickoff. I never understood that play. Isaac Garcia, short kick. That is going to be fielded by Jackson Blair. He had trouble picking it up. Blair going to run again. East to west, ball on the ground. Ball on the ground. The Vikings say they have it, and they do. Unbelievable. I'm not sure what happened there. Blair was trying to lateral it, or it was just knocked out of his hands. In either case, the ball ends up on the ground. Vikings on top of it. They have the ball with 1:19 remaining and can run out the clock. Holy moly. Blair started running east to west toward the far side of the field and was tattooed. I don't know if he intentionally tried a lateral or the ball just got dislodged. In either case, the Vikings jump on it. 1:19 left. Hand off to Lopez Burton up the middle. And timeout on the field called by Los Alamos. Unbelievable. This has been a wild last 3 or 4 minutes of this fourth quarter. A big first down pickup on a fourth down run by Charles Lopez Burton, and he big run up the middle, sets the Vikings up at the 2-yard line. Next play, he goes in, and then the Toppers lose the ball on the ensuing kickoff. The Vikings with 1:10 left. The Toppers can stop the clock one more time. 2nd and about 3 coming up for the Vikings deep in Los Alamos territory. Hand off to Lopez Burton, and Lopez Burton just as soon as he got any contact went to the ground wisely. So the Toppers take their 3rd and final timeout. 1 minute remaining. So under the best of conditions, the Toppers might get the ball back with about 20 seconds left and deep in their own territory. So 3rd and we'll call it 4 coming up for the Vikings. Vikings up 26-23. And barring a near miracle here, it looks like the Vikings are going to escape with the victory. What a crazy turn of events in the last few minutes. Toppers up 23-19. But the Vikings pull out a big touchdown they needed. Wilson on the sweep. It's going to get inside the 10 down to about the 9. And that should be enough for a first down, and that will do it. With 51 seconds left. And that will do it. The Vikings will win this contest. What a wild fourth quarter here. And Valley will win this. They are going to be the District 2 champions. Los Alamos fought tooth and nail. Big third quarter for them. Put them in a position where they might be able to pull this one out. But the Valley Vikings are going to run off as time expires with this victory. What a contest. What a performance by Valley running back Charles Lopez Burton. Incredible game for him. And he caps it off at the 130 mark with a touchdown from 2 yards out that he almost single-handedly set up for the Vikings on that final drive to take the lead. So the Valley Vikings move to 6-3 on the season. They sweep District 2 after knocking off the Los Alamos High School Hilltoppers. Toppers looking for a second consecutive district title. It will not happen this season. Toppers fall to 7-2. They will finish off their season next week. But congratulations to the Valley Vikings. Crazy, very entertaining game tonight here at Milne Stadium. So the Vikings with the 26-23 victory. Quick recap of scoring for you. Toppers got on the board late in the first quarter on a safety on a bizarre punt attempt by the Vikings. Wilson tackled in the end zone. That was Toppers took a quick 2-0 lead. Then on the first play of the second quarter, Daniel Garcia, wide receiver, on what was supposed to be a jet sweep, but Garcia cuts it back inside. He goes 60 yards untouched. That made it 6-2 at the time. The Vikings came back about 5 minutes later with a 15-yard run by Charles Lopez Burton off the left side. And that made it 13-2. And then right before the half, a touchdown pass from Kyle Evanhus to Seth Cowan from 18 yards out. That put the Toppers back within 4. Huge third quarter for the Toppers. First play from scrimmage in the second half, Malachi Gutierrez goes 62 yards on an option play on the left side, untouched, turned on the Jets. Malachi Gutierrez, one of the fastest athletes in the entire state, and he showed it on that play. 62 yards. That gave the Toppers a 16-13 lead at the time. Valley answered back on their next possession. Charles Lopez Burton 2 yards out on the left side. He gave the Vikings a 3-point lead. Then at the 4:14 mark, just a little over 3 minutes later, Kyle Evanhus throws his second touchdown pass of the game. That one to Hayden Jorgensen in the back of the end zone. That gave the Toppers a 23-19 lead, which they held until the last 90 seconds of this contest. Charles Lopez Burton almost single-handedly marches the Vikings down the field, and he caps it off with a 2-yard run. The Toppers fumble on the ensuing kickoff, and the Vikings are able to run out the clock. Charles Lopez Burton, he was everything he was advertised to be. We saw that in this contest tonight. So fantastic victory. Congratulations again to the Valley Vikings, the 2023 district champions. Toppers will fall to second place. They have one more game remaining. That'll be next week against the Del Norte Knights. Toppers will be heavily favored in that one. The Toppers unable to clinch the district title this season. However, the Toppers, by virtue of a really good record, and actually got up to number 4 in the Max Preps Class 5A rankings this year, they should be able to secure an at-large bid into the playoffs. So we will see the Toppers again. But meanwhile, for tonight, the Valley Vikings come up on top, 26-23 at Milne Stadium. So they are the District 2 champs for 2023. And again, if you're looking for the player of the year in district, I think you can start and end with number 1 for Valley, Charles Lopez Burton. Incredible individual effort by that running back tonight. Just 3 touchdowns tonight, and just ripping off chunks and chunks of yardage. So fantastic showing by Charles Lopez Burton. Congratulations to the Vikings. So quick shout out to our awesome sponsors here at the Daily Post, the Los Alamos Police Department and the Los Alamos Fire Department. Thank you, first responders, for all that you do for us to keep us safe. And thank you to the University of New Mexico at Los Alamos for sponsoring Hilltopper football. And thank you also to the Los Alamos Schools Credit Union. So fantastic, nail-biting night tonight here at Milne Stadium in Albuquerque. The Vikings win at 26-23. Want to thank Charlene back at the studio for keeping me on the straight and narrow. Want to thank John McHale for joining me this evening, taking fine photos as he always does. Just an absolute professional is John McHale, and we really appreciate it. And of course, we appreciate Carol Clark as well for keeping us on the air. So for the Daily Post crew, this is Mike Mays from Milne Stadium. The Vikings come up on top of the Los Alamos High School Hilltoppers. So for Mike Mays, good evening.